Imagine a place people call the happiest spot on earth, but the one thing Disney never shows in their glossy ads is the part where the magic is quietly falling apart. Behind the nightly fireworks, there's a massive system running in the dark, a resale market worth tens of millions, perks that used to be free now locked behind paywalls, and families paying $4,000 to $6,000 for a trip that's actually worse than what people got 10 years ago. Ticket prices aren't just high, they move like airline prices. The more desperate the customer, the more the system charges them. And the harsh truth? The new rules push lower-income and middle-income families out without Disney ever saying a word. Analysts call it a strategic shift, fans call it betrayal, and Disney pretends nothing is happening. So the real question is simple. How did childhood magic become a luxury product? Who is winning from this chaos? And what happens when Disneyland stops being a place for families? To understand that, we have to look back at the original promise. For decades, Disneyland wasn't just a theme park. It was woven into American culture, a road trip destination, a place where parents forgot about bills for a day, where kids bit into Mickey-shaped ice creams, and fireworks felt like a celebration of life itself. People weren't buying rides, they were buying a moment where the whole family smiled together. Walt Disney's vision was radical for its time, a park where adults and kids would have fun together. And for generations, it worked. Tickets were affordable, food was reasonable, and FastPass was free. Disney became a symbol of equal access. From teachers to factory workers, everyone could save for a trip within a few months. But today, many Americans say something they never imagined would be said about Disney. Raising prices isn't just expensive, it's erasing childhood memories for an entire generation. That's not drama, that's a breakdown in trust. A place that once represented hope now feels like an economic wall parents can't climb. So what happened in just a decade that turned Disneyland from a national treasure into a premium product? To understand the collapse, we start with the simplest thing, the ticket, and that's where the real story begins. If Disney's magic is fading, the clearest proof is the price of simply getting through the gate. On busy days, a single Disneyland ticket can hit numbers that look more like a week's rent than an entry fee. A family of 4 pays an amount that 10 years ago covered tickets, food, and souvenirs. Today, that same money only buys permission to walk in, nothing extra. And the issue isn't just inflation. The problem is that ticket prices are rising far faster than the average American income. Families feel like they're sprinting on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. No matter how much they save, the goal keeps moving further away. People are asking a brutal question. Is Disney selling happiness or selling scarcity? It gets worse. The things that once felt fair, the perks that made a Disney trip smooth, now come with charges that add up brutally fast. Parking, $30 to $35 per day. A bottle of water, over $4. A Mickey pretzel, nearly $9. And a sample case from guest data? One family burned $1,391 in 24 hours, the cost of a full grocery month in many states. It's like opening a suitcase of childhood memories and having a new bill fall out every time. But this is still just the surface. Disney didn't only get more expensive, they turned time itself into a premium product. Waiting in line used to be part of the experience. Now, it's something you have to buy your way out of. The real turning point came when Disney took something every visitor naturally owns, their place in line, and converted it into a paid product. Before 2020, FastPass felt fair. Anyone, rich or broke, could reserve 3 rides for free. You didn't have to spend extra money just to avoid wasting half your day standing in the sun. That system created balance. Everyone moved together. But then Disney replaced it with Genie Plus and Lightning Lane, and that's where the cracks became impossible to ignore. Genie Plus now costs around $20 to $35 per person per day. Lightning Lane for a single ride can hit $15 to $40 depending on crowd levels. So if a family of 4 wants the same convenience they got for free in 2017, they pay hundreds of dollars on top of the ticket price. You're not buying a better ride, you're buying back time that used to belong to you anyway. And here's the ugly truth. The more crowded the park gets, the more Disney charges. High demand, higher price. Longer waits, more pressure to buy Genie Plus. It's like selling umbrellas only when it's already pouring. But the fallout is even worse. Regular lines, the ones people used to enjoy as part of the shared experience, are now dramatically slower. Some rides that used to be 45 minutes now stretch past 90 or even 120 minutes. Why? Because Lightning Lane cars are constantly being prioritized. The system doesn't just sell the fast lane, it effectively redesigns the slow lane. Think of the park like a river. Lightning Lane is a private canal dug into the side. It speeds things up for those who pay, while draining flow from the mainstream. And here's the part most visitors hate. People who don't buy Genie Plus feel punished for it. People who do buy it feel they had no choice. Disney used to be a place where families stood in line together laughing. Now it's a split system. Those who pay get shade, those who don't roast. And this change triggered a chain reaction no one expected. An entire underground economy inside the park. Once Disney put a price tag on time, it unintentionally opened the door for something far worse. An underground ecosystem that now feeds on the park from the inside. Before sunrise, long before regular families even wake up, crowds line up outside Disney stores with giant wagons, mesh baskets, and storage bags. It looks less like a theme park opening and more like a warehouse rush. When the doors finally open, shelves get cleared in minutes. A $35 item becomes sold out instantly, but magically reappears online for double or triple the price. Live resellers stream the process in real time, shouting claim numbers, packing orders, flipping merchandise as if it's stock trading. The whole scene feels like a marketplace wearing Mickey ears. One frustrated parent summed it up perfectly. My kids didn't lose to demand, they lost to live streamers. And resellers aren't the only ones reshaping the park. Influencers, vloggers, and content hunters have turned Disneyland into their personal film set. LED panels, microphones, tripods, some literally block pathways to get quote-unquote cinematic shots. Families trying to enjoy the day often find themselves squeezed aside just so someone can record a viral moment. There's even a case where a streamer argued with staff while continuing to live stream, claiming, "I'm just having fun with my family," while clearly treating the park like a set. Disneyland used to be a shared space. Now it's a backdrop, and everyone is trying to be the star. And then comes the strangest transformation of all, pin trading. It used to be a wholesome activity for kids. Now, the boards are flooded with 70 to 90% fake pins. Adults crowd children out. Some kids have even been knocked over during pin drop days because the atmosphere turns aggressive. A longtime collector said it bluntly. This isn't a hobby anymore, it's a battlefield. But here's the key thing you need to understand. Resellers, influencers, fake pin traders, these are not the root cause. They're side effects. Side effects of a park that's drifting away from its original purpose and leaning too heavily toward profit extraction, creating an environment where opportunistic behaviors thrive. And the deeper force behind these symptoms, something far more serious, a park operating beyond its physical limits. The symptoms are chaotic, but the real sickness is overcrowding. Disneyland wasn't built for stress, it was built for wonder. But today, the park is packed like a festival. From the gate to Main Street, Fantasyland to Galaxy's Edge, visitors are shoulder to shoulder. There's barely room to stop for a photo. A ride that should last 30 seconds in motion can translate into hours of waiting. To put it in perspective, a single day can feel like spending 6 hours in a crowded supermarket during the holidays, then walking 3 hours across a packed stadium. And stress shows. Visitors behave differently when space is compressed. Impatience, snapping, constant jostling. Adults pushing through crowds for merchandise, kids getting shoved, whispers turning into complaints. One parent warned bluntly, "Adults are worse than kids. I'm scared to bring my child here." The price-to-experience ratio is collapsing. Families pay hundreds, sometimes thousands, but the joy they expect doesn't scale with cost. The magic feels fractionally smaller with each passing year. Many parents have started choosing alternatives, like Universal Studios, where, for the same money, they get fewer crowds, more rides, and a smoother experience. But there's an even deeper issue emerging silently. Disney is losing the very audience Walt built the parks for: children. As adults scramble for collectibles, premium experiences, and content creation, the kids get sidelined. Disney used to be a playground for imagination. Now it's a marketplace for grown-ups with disposable income. One chilling observation from an American visitor: if today's kids grow up without Disney memories, who will be visiting in 20 years? This isn't sentimental, it's economic. Children who miss out now don't form emotional bonds with the brand. They're less likely to return as paying guests in the future. That's a multi-decade gap in customer base, the slow erosion of the next generation of visitors. Competitors like Universal and Tokyo Disney are already capitalizing on this gap. While Disneyland struggles with high prices, overcrowding, and disrupted experiences, these parks offer more predictable, family-friendly visits. Tokyo Disney tickets cost nearly half of Disneyland's, lines are orderly, and staff prioritize hospitality over maximizing revenue. Universal focuses on immersive rides and experiences rather than selling time or digital shortcuts, giving families more for their money. Meanwhile, Disneyland in the U.S. feels like it's turning into a park optimized for Disney adults. Adults willing to spend heavily on collectibles and exclusive experiences rather than the children the brand was originally designed to delight. Over the last decade, Disneyland has quietly shifted from a family-focused park into a high-cost, high-demand system optimized for revenue over joy. Peak day tickets have doubled, perks are now paid extras, and the free experiences that once defined Disney are gone. Families face a steep price just to piece together the same magic that was once included. The result is clear: the middle class is being priced out. Children no longer get the experiences that used to form lifelong memories. The emotional connection that once secured Disney's future audience is eroding. Parents who could afford a trip in the past are now questioning if it's even worth it. High prices, crowd chaos, and a shift toward adult-focused spending create a trust crisis. Disneyland isn't just expensive, it's sending a message: this park is no longer built for everyone. And once trust is gone, no marketing campaign can restore it. Meanwhile, competitors and overseas parks are quietly demonstrating that the magic doesn't have to vanish. Affordable pricing, balanced crowd management, and immersive experiences prove that Disney's current approach is a choice, not an inevitability. So the questions remain: why is Disney letting the magic slip away? Who truly benefits from this model? And what will happen when an entire generation grows up without Disneyland memories? Now it's over to you. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think the disappearing magic is just about ticket prices, overcrowding, or is it the new business model itself that's leaving families behind? Drop your perspective in the comments below. And if this breakdown gave you clarity on the Disneyland shift, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future deep dives into the business strategies shaping our world. Disneyland may be losing its magic, but understanding why gives us a chance to see the future before it happens.